Ducati arrives at Le Mans riding the momentum of their most meticulously planned development effort of the 2026 MotoGP season. The Jerez test on April 27 brought forward three fresh aerodynamic configurations: an updated chassis, a new swingarm cover, and a side aero fairing that had already appeared during pre-season testing. Marc Marquez completed 68 laps and called the day a clear step forward, ending the test in fourth place overall as the top non-Aprilia rider. David Tarduzzi publicly confirmed that aerodynamics had been the main focus and that Ducati had indeed discovered something promising. Gigi Dall'Igna stated that the team would carry the same updated package to France. Now, every Ducati engineer faces the same pressing question they have been quietly grappling with since the season began. Can this new package close the gap to Aprilia under actual race conditions, or has the championship already been settled by Aprilia's fundamental structural advantage at circuits like Le Mans? That critical question will receive its first meaningful answer this weekend. Marc Marquez sits 44 points behind championship leader Marco Bezzecchi. The factory Ducati Lenovo team has gone 5 Grands Prix without a Sunday victory. The pressure heading into the French round could not be more intense. Let's break down exactly what Ducati is bringing to Le Mans, what Marc Marquez has said about his prospects, and what Tarduzzi and Gigi Dall'Igna consider realistic for the remainder of the season. From technical specifics to paddock politics and the human stories shaping every result, we cover MotoGP the way it deserves to be covered. Subscribe and join us. Starting with the technical picture, the Jerez test delivered a clear, coherent direction for Ducati. The new front aerodynamic configuration, especially the changes to the front fairing, gave Marc Marquez noticeably better front-end feel and helped Francesco Bagnaia achieve improved corner speed. Marquez was explicit about the difference it made. I started to feel a bit more confident with the front, especially in the left corners, which was normally one of my strong points, and I was struggling there during these first race weekends. We concentrated most of the day on the aerodynamics, but we were also working at the same time on the chassis area. We had some modifications there and some interesting things, so it was important to try to regain the feeling with the front tire. That is where most of the time we are struggling more this year. From that point, we did some steps and the aerodynamics were also helpful in some areas for my riding style. This stands as the most positive technical assessment Marquez has given of any Ducati component all season. The new aero package directly targets the specific weaknesses he has highlighted since the opening rounds. Tarduzzi confirmed the same publicly. We investigated a lot the aerodynamic area because it seems that is one of the possibilities we have to improve the bike, and honestly we found something. Marc is happy about this new configuration, while on the other side, Pecco still has some question marks. That statement perfectly captures Ducati's core challenge heading to Le Mans. Marquez seeks better corner speed and front-end confidence. The Jerez test delivered gains precisely in the areas he prioritizes. The improvements in Bagnaia's preferred directions, particularly braking and corner entry, are still under evaluation. Tarduzzi was precise. Pecco would like to improve the brake area and the entry of the corner, while Marc is more the fast corner speed. So we tried to find something for both of them. Again, on Marc's side, maybe yes. On Pecco's side, we'll see. The competitive context at Le Mans is difficult for Ducati but far from impossible to overcome. Aprilia continues to dominate. The Jerez test showed the gap between Ducati and Aprilia at the front was around 0.3 of a second per lap on Marquez's best run. Over a full Grand Prix, that equates to roughly 7 seconds across 25 laps, podium battle territory, not victory distance. To truly fight for wins, Ducati must find another 2 or 0.3 beyond what they achieved at Jerez. Whether that comes from further chassis work, additional aero refinement, or simply superior circuit-specific setup will shape the rest of the year. Le Mans is a circuit that traditionally suits Ducati. The track features long straights into heavy braking zones, fast direction changes, and a chicane that rewards strong cornering ability. The new Ducati Aero package, engineered to enhance front-end feel and corner speed, should align better with Le Mans' demands than with circuits like those where Aprilia's strengths in long, flowing corners shine. There is also a historical pattern of strong Ducati performances on rookie weekends or at this specific venue. The factory usually fares better here than at the previous round. For Marc Marquez personally, he arrives at Le Mans carrying considerable challenges. 3 crashes in 4 weekends, a shoulder injury lingering since the Indonesian Grand Prix collision, a factory team enduring a Sunday podium drought since the Japanese Grand Prix of 2025, and the aftermath of the Jerez race where he crashed out on lap 2 at turn 11. and openly admitted he currently lacks the pace to challenge for the championship. Speaking after the Jerez test, Marquez sounded more optimistic yet remained measured. "We had many parts in this test, and this makes me happy because it was a busy but interesting test. So it was important to try to regain the feeling of the front tire. That is where most of the time we are struggling more this year. From that point we did some steps, and the aerodynamics were also helpful in some areas for my riding style. Almost all of us Ducati riders have given similar feedback." That final point is crucial. The consistent feedback from across the Ducati riders, including Marquez, Bagnaia, and Alex Marquez, provides the engineering team with unified directional guidance. They can push development forward without conflicting signals. Le Mans offers Marquez 3 realistic goals. First, a clean weekend without crashes after 3 incidents in 4 rounds. Simply completing both the sprint and the Grand Prix would mark real progress. Second, a podium made possible by the new aero package's improved front feeling and corner speed at a Ducati-friendly track. Third, a victory which would require either an Aprilia mistake or the new package exceeding expectations. Possible but not the most probable outcome. The realistic best case for Marquez is a podium. The realistic worst case is another crash that widens the championship gap further. Tardosi has been straightforward about Ducati's broader situation. After the early rounds, he acknowledged, "First of all, congratulations to Aprilia, they've done a great job since last year. I think they've been very competitive since the middle of last season. They've taken a huge step forward recently, so all we can do is congratulate them. As for us in the areas where we're falling a bit behind, Jiggy has been working since the winter to help us catch up. It's clear that Aprilia has done a very good job and it won't be easy. These have been 2 very difficult races. They've taught us a lot. We're no longer alone. Our rivals have improved significantly, and now we must prove that Ducati is capable of closing the gap." On the subject of lap time development, Tardosi was even more blunt. "Aprilia has improved tremendously. Looking at the data between last year and this year, they've gained 7 or 8 tenths. We've gained 1 or 2, it's an impressive increase. They have strong riders like us, but we need to hurry up." That 7 to 8 tenths versus 1 to 2 tenths difference defines the entire 2026 campaign. Jiggy D'Allegna has been more reserved publicly but equally candid. The Ducati course general manager confirmed that the new aero package tested at Jerez will be the one run at Le Mans. "We will continue to develop in this direction." He has also been open about balancing 2026 development alongside the parallel 2027 850cc project. Ducati's first 850cc prototype shakedown at Misano on April 13 went well, and the subsequent Mugello test provided a strong start on the new regulations. However, splitting resources between both projects means the GP26 cannot receive the full development intensity of previous Ducati machines. D'Allegna has hinted at more GP26 upgrades coming, yet from April onward his attention is increasingly shifting toward making the GP27 the strongest bike on the next generation grid. For Marc Marquez, the Le Mans weekend also serves as a test of his physical recovery. The shoulder injury still limits his ability to ride at full intensity. Tardosi noted before Jerez that Marquez was not in ideal shape. The 4-week break was meant for recovery, but the Jerez crash and test showed the shoulder remains an issue. Le Mans, with its demanding fast direction changes and heavy braking zones, will reveal how much physical strength Marquez can sustain in race conditions. If the shoulder permits full commitment, the upgrades plus the circuit's characteristics could yield a strong result. If the injury holds him back, the technical gains alone may not be enough. The deeper structural challenge for Ducati must also be recognized. The bike itself is not the core problem. The factory still possesses the most resources, the largest rider pool, the most experienced engineering culture, and the strongest commercial support in MotoGP. The issue lies in execution. Aprilia has cultivated a culture of rapid iteration and decisive technical risks. Ducati's traditional approach has been more measured, incremental, and reliant on building long-term advantages. In a season where Aprilia has made dramatic gains and Ducati has progressed incrementally, Aprilia's culture is currently prevailing. Ducati's task is to match Aprilia's innovation speed while simultaneously preparing the GP27 for the new era. For Le Mans, the realistic ambition is 2 podiums among Marquez, Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, and Fabio Di Giannantonio. A podium for Marc Marquez would narrow the championship gap and rebuild confidence in the factory's direction. Multiple Ducati podiums would indicate the new aero package is truly effective. The nightmare scenario is no Ducati podiums at all. which would intensify doubts about the GP26 and ramp up pressure on Dalagna and Tardazzi to deliver more before Mugello and Aragon. What Ducati cannot afford is a repeat of Jerez. Marquez crashing out on Sunday, Bagnaia retiring with technical problems, and only Alex Marquez delivering a podium for the factory-backed squad. Another such weekend would essentially confirm the 2026 title is out of reach and shift all focus to the 2027 project. Both Tardazzi and Gigi Dalagna have stated they are not giving up on the current season, yet they have also openly recognized that Aprilia's structural edge may prove insurmountable in the remaining rounds. Le Mans becomes the first true test of which view is correct. What do you think? Will the new Ducati Aero package, paired with Le Mans' favorable characteristics, finally allow Marc Marquez to secure his first Sunday podium of the season? Can Ducati close the 7 to 8 tenths gap to Aprilia that Tardazzi has publicly admitted exists, or has Aprilia's structural advantage already decided the championship? And is Gigi Dalagna's decision to balance 2026 and 2027 development the right strategic choice, or should Ducati be allocating more resources to salvaging the present campaign? Drop your predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more MotoGP coverage. I'll catch you in the next one.